I was sitting back and I wanted to put a video up, but about false flagging, but I want to let another YouTuber speak on this subject. And I'll give you my take after, okay?
Hello YouTube, and thank you for joining me today. This is a video which I feel is necessary to make, though it is a topic that I wish not to speak about. However, here we go. As I was stating, this is not something that is enjoyable, and I definitely didn't want to believe there were certain black channels that are being targeted for termination. But this should not surprise me, as many atheist channels have been targeted for termination. Many political channels have been targeted for termination. Many channels that deal with combating discrimination, no matter where you find it, are terminated without consideration. So why should this surprise me? Maybe it's because I expect more out of people. Yes, I understand. It is not right for me to put my expectations upon you, and I don't. I just wish better for mankind, that we would be more thoughtful in regards to how we proceed with one another, that we would handle each other in a better, more sophisticated and mature way. That we would take it upon ourselves to understand that someone has the right to offend us. We have the right to tune out. Take it upon ourselves to understand that we have an obligation to establish conflict resolution skill sets so that we can deal with each other when we have a difference of opinion. When you have a channel that deals specifically with the issues that orbit around a certain ethnicity or racial group, whether it be white, Mexican, or in this case, black, well, tensions can run high and people can be irrational. I do not have proof that this indeed was the case in regards to it being targeted for termination by, let's say, YouTube, but it was definitely targeted by someone. And it appears that all of the evidence points to this. It matters not if I agree with the content of the targeted individual. What matters is if they are within YouTube guidelines of service. The user I am speaking of is only one Harvey Superboy, also known as Harvey Superboy. For the record, he has produced many worthy, truthful commentary. Depending on the day and what his motivation is, will determine how he approaches a topic. Whether I agree or not, always I have found him to be a straight shooter. And there has been times where I have definitely been in disagreement, but I have always been able to express that without him behaving in an inappropriate, immature way. No, he has never done this with me. I am making this video in support of Harvey Superboy, otherwise known as the only one Harvey Superboy, and I want to stress, I have not witnessed any activity from him that would place him on my red flag list. And there are several people that I am questionable about. However, they do have a right to state what they wish to say as long as they play by the rules. It is my understanding that the video that did him in was a political one. If I am correct, I viewed this video's content. He was voicing his discontentment with President Obama. He was also stating that he would not support the president in the upcoming presidential election. He stated, if memory serves, that Obama is the president of the United States, not solely one group. However, that it appears from his actions that certain groups receive support and others are ignored, or others are treated poorly, or others are treated indifferently. It was also made mention that black Americans in general solely receive his critique, unlike other groups. Blacks are a part of America, whether you like it or not. We have a voice, We have general American concerns like you, as well as specific concerns that deal specifically with the group. And there's nothing wrong with this, and that's why we have lobbying groups. If we can have a lobbying group for the NRA, then we can have a group which has concerns specifically for the black community within America. We have received, as a group, much criticism over the years. Some factual and appropriate, other times not, and grossly exaggerated. We have a voice and a right to share it with the world. We have a right to express our individual discontentment with the current president, whether you like it or not. There was absolutely nothing within his video content that qualified as hate speech. My understanding is this was his specific violation. This is an election year, people. Many of us will want to share our thoughts. Black, white, Hispanic, gay, it doesn't matter. We all have things we wish to say. It is not appropriate that people are targeted. If you value freedom of speech, then support people like Harvey Superboy. It is appropriate that we stand together when it comes to our rights. And I'm talking about all Americans, as well as my brothers and sisters around the globe. It does not matter if we have opposition with each other based on ideas or worldview or even personality when we are addressing something of this magnitude. Make no mistake, it is easy to say it is simply YouTube, no big deal. However, I stress that consistency is important in one's life, and we are likely to be laxed in our quote-unquote real life if we allow ourselves to be laxed here. And we should treat, in my opinion, every individual who is inappropriately dismissed from YouTube as a sort of silent lynching, because in reality one is trying to murder their voice or is attempting to do so. If you are obeying the rules, if you are on the straight and narrow, then you should not be punished. This is inappropriate behavior. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and please do look out for each other. We must do so if we want to move as a people into a better place within America.
I don't know how or what I can add to that eloquent video commentary, but the very thing that brother was just said in this video, I've been saying all along. We can have differences in opinion, but we got to respect one another. You know, it's sad that our brothers and sisters out here don't understand that so many of our people lost their lives just for trying to speak up for oneself. So many of our people didn't have the opportunity to be able to express themselves or their feelings or their hurt. It's sad to know that there are brothers and sisters out here who have joined with others in trying to stifle our voice. This is why I get upset when I hear people say, well, this is a free country, I have freedom of speech. No, it's not a free country. It's not. Everybody doesn't have freedom of speech. It seems to me it's like only a certain group of brothers and sisters do. And usually, let's be honest, they're white. We have to understand that every time we attack one another or disrespect each other, we give it more ammo. Think about if we as black people, or just people in general, would respect each other's privacy or just opinions. I think the world would move better. I mean, I'm not always right. You're not always right. But the way YouTube is set up is you put up a video, you post your opinion, as long as you fall between the guidelines. If you think I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to give a rebuttal. But do it with respect and class. That's all I say. And there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way as me and brother do, because it's sad that men and women have died just to be able to express their opinions, and all we doing now is pissing it away. If you agree, if you disagree, if you disagree with me, fine. No harm, no foul. If you agree with me, that's nice too. But you got to understand that there's going to be times where we don't see the world the same way. Because we all have different experiences at some point. Or it could be how we was raised in a certain environment. I'm not here to attack anybody. I'm not here to demean anybody. But I hope people have the same respect, not just for me, for others as well. Enough said.